Thanksgiving Week 2010, Cornerstone Church, in partnership with Food for the Hungry, sent out a team of 11 of us from Powell, Wyoming to the community of Sierra Prieta in the Dominican Republic. This community-to-community relationship works to develop the human and natural resources in this poor and underdeveloped community. We made as a team many great relationships, but also encountered firsthand the immense challenges that our friends there face every day. One of the greatest and yet most heart-wrenching aspects of the week were the relationships we built with the children there. They're so welcoming and encouraging and so desiring to have attention. For many of them, don't have parents close by most of the week. They have to travel far and often can't come home in the evening. This leaves the children unsupervised for long periods of time. And these young people have many challenges ahead of them. One of the things we saw was a lack of understanding of common health problems, especially related to STDs and AIDS. These are rapidly spreading, and young teen mothers are to be found everywhere. Many of the young children of Sierra Prieta are sponsored by members of Cornerstone. This partnership enables Food for the Hungry to work full-time in the community in many different areas, including job creation, health training, parenting classes, education, resource development, spiritual training, leadership support, church strengthening, and many, many other areas. While in the community, the team was able to visit their sponsored children and see firsthand how Food for the Hungry is helping kids to stay in school. Also, two team members, Bob and Lori, were able to share with the children at the school about the dangers of multiple sexual partners and about how God's plan for marriage is for one man and one woman for life. It was enlightening to find that some of these concepts were new even to the teachers. This is Anna Rosa, one of the sponsored children we visited that week. This 6-year-old girl was babysitting her younger sibling sleeping inside her house. Her parents work in the city, and we hope that Food for the Hungry's efforts at community development will enable them to get jobs closer to home while still being able to pay for the needs of their family. Cornerstone provided money for some of the poorest homes in the community to be improved. We as a team were able to work extensively on one house to provide a safe, secure, weatherproof place for a single mother and her 5 children to live. The conditions they endured were heartbreaking. And after our departure, the Food for the Hungry staff are going to be rebuilding another home as well. But many are still in need of attention. During the week, the team put on vacation Bible school classes for the children of the community in the local church. It was a great joy and a great challenge. One of the extra blessings was the ability to share a VBS with the children near the building site, where they weren't able to come to the church because of its great distance. One of the highlights of the week were the visits to local community members' homes. We were always received with hospitality and enthusiasm. On one such visit, a proud father showed us the work he'd been doing at an almost completed resort complex. The pride in his work was evident, but the intended use for the place was saddening. It will most likely be used as a haven for gambling, drugs, and prostitution. Pray that God overturns this place and uses it for His glory. Throughout the week, we were able to have some services at the local church, supported by Pastor Segundo and the leaders there. We shared testimonies, spoke about how God had worked in our lives, and what He'd brought us here for, to share His love, just like He'd already demonstrated it to us so many times.
I did not accept Jesus as my Lord
In the final service, I was able to share how in 1 John God calls us to come out of the darkness and walk in the light. We illustrated the point with glow sticks, which were unfamiliar to the community and lit up a dark church. That final service brought out some new faces the team had been praying for since the trip a year earlier. Each member of the team left the community after that week blessed for the relationships that they had found, and with a clear understanding of why God has brought together a small church from Wyoming and a poor community in the Caribbean. There is great need, and God will receive great glory as those needs are met, as relationships are built, and as His kingdom expands. The darkness is real, but as 1 John 2:8 tells us, the darkness is passing, and the true light is already beginning to shine.